Hello, and thank you for joining us. Today we are here to speak with Jessica Biro, who is the Caltrans District 5 Small Business Liaison. The state of California has a need for small businesses to be state certified so they may bid and participate in state contracts. Caltrans has been very active within Santa Maria for the last year and has been able to assist our small businesses in that certification and learning how to bid for work with the state. Jessica, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Suzanne, for having me.
It's a pleasure to work with you again. We've done a couple of things in the past. We've gotten ready to do some face-to-face classes that we've had to change because of the new COVID-19 crisis, but so glad that you've been able to work fast and on your feet and change things around and do things differently. So I'm happy you're here today. So I thought what we would do is just kind of give an overview of what being state certified means. So what exactly is a state certification?
It's a great question, Suzanne. Well, to start with, state certification is something offered by the state to assist small businesses with selling goods or services or contracting with the state. So some of the benefits to small business certification are that small businesses can register on the Cali Procure website portal. And once you do so, then you can sell goods and contract with the state. Another great option is that the state offers a 5% bid preference for small business owners who are certified, which makes you more competitive in the formal bid process, whether that's when you're selling goods to the state, wanting to provide a service for the state, or if you'd like to contract with us on a state project.
And so why is it important for them, and why is it important for Caltrans to be working with these small businesses for this certification?
Well, as a department, Caltrans is committed to working with our small business community. The state, as an entire state, has a $10 billion budget. We invested in our infrastructure last year, with $3 billion of those dollars going to small businesses at the local level. So we're invested in investing in our local economy and keeping our small businesses thriving. With that $10 billion budget, Caltrans, as a state agency, we invested $1.6 billion. That was our share of that pie. And of course, over a quarter of that money was spent locally. We have, as an agency, Caltrans has a lot of SB1 or Senate Bill 1 projects. Now, if you recall, Senate Bill 1 is the Road Repair and Accountability Act of 2017, the gas tax, which infused a lot of much needed revenue into our state infrastructure. So we have 175 SB1 projects for 40 million people with 2,400 lane miles and 300 bridges. As a department, we not only buy our office goods and the things we need for daily work in the office, but we also procure those things needed to maintain our infrastructure and our buildings.
So what kind of things do you procure, or does the state? I mean, overall, is there like a certain, is it just construction? Is it other, what are all those things? There's a business out there and let's say they are making hats or something. Would that be something you would purchase, or is it worth a business doing anything and everything to try to get certified? Would they ever be used by the state or Caltrans, and what kind of services or goods are those?
So that's a really great question. Thank you for asking it. As a fifth leading economy in the world, the state of California purchases everything we need to do business, whether that's maintaining our buildings, building our buildings, maintaining and building our highways, or just daily, day-to-day work. So if, for instance, I know we procure paper, we procure pens, office supplies, we procure tools, we procure parts, machinery. Since COVID-19, we've been bringing in service providers for sanitation and custodial services. We always have groundskeeping contracts, security contracts. So there's a number of contracts that are needed just by Caltrans to keep our business going on a day-to-day basis. And these are very vital functions to keep us doing the job we need to provide. If you look at the construction side for Caltrans, we might need gravel, fencing, base, lights for construction, signs for construction, guardrail, all these things that you might make, steel, pipe, it's endless what they need to create a building or create a roadway or even repair that. I can't really go into all that, but yes, if you're a small business owner and you think that, or if the items that you provide or the services you provide could be used by the state, absolutely get your certification. You mentioned hats. Well, hats are a necessary thing. If you're going to be outside and you're not in a construction zone and you need some coverage from the sun, it's definitely recommended by our health and safety officers to wear a cap outside in the summertime. So yes, absolutely.
Okay. And then, so how long does it take to normally become certified and to be able to bid on those state contracts?
A good question. Normally, a small business is certified by the Department of General Services within 30 days. So generally, that time is spent by the small business owner collecting and gathering information. So if that small business owner completely and accurately fills out the online application, super simple 1, 2, 3, and submits all the required documentation, and a certification officer would need to review it. It's generally up to 30 days is what they say, but it could be a week. And if you submitted everything, it could be within 24 hours. So it's up to the small business owner.
So I'm assuming that there are some specific documents that they would need to have to be able to be certified. Could you just name some of the most important ones that they would need to, or what kind of documentation we're talking about?
So all of the documentation is listed on the registration website for upcoming webinars, but a few things might be your business name, your address, your phone number, your tax ID number, your license, your social security, the number of employees, these sort of things. Even the past 3 years of your tax returns would be needed. And don't worry, if you haven't been in business for 3 years, you can just submit a document saying I wasn't in business in 2017 or 2018.
So pretty simple documents, pretty much.
Very simple.
If you're a business and you've done all the right steps to be a business, you probably won't have a problem coming up with that documentation.
Very straightforward. Thank you.
So once a business is certified, then what?
Great question. So once a business is certified and registered on Cali Procure, the state's online procurement website, they're good to start working with the state. There are a number of steps that a small business owner would want to coordinate and to take in order to market their business effectively to the state, which is the buying agency in this case. Some of those steps might be introducing yourself to district small business liaisons, such as myself, for every state agency in the area you want to work in. Another step might be to check out the DPAC website or the procurement website online. But those steps are definitely reviewed during our webinar series. If you're a contractor, you'd want to register with the Department of Industrial Relations. There's some steps they would need to take. So.
Okay, and you're going to walk them through when they do the webinars?
Absolutely. We'll either walk them through the steps themselves or we'll give them information on how to follow up after the webinar.
Okay, wonderful. And so can you share when your next certification courses are going to be available and how a business can be involved with them?
Sure thing. Well, Suzanne, as you know, we were planning on in-person events in May. So those events were changed to webinars, and it was pretty easy because we'd already had set dates and I had instructors confirmed. So if you'd look at the flyer, we had a flyer go out. All of our webinars start May 7th. So starting May 7th through the 21st, there's a certification series, and any small business owner that wants to get certified to work with the state should attend all 4 webinars. The first step is an overview of all the certification options. The second step, we actually walk you through online registration on Cali Procure. The third step, if you have questions, you get to talk to a live analyst for 10 minutes. That's pretty awesome. And the fourth step, we tell you, I'm certified. Now what? We actually give you that advice on what next steps to take. So that's a great series, again, May 7th through the 21st. And then May 22nd through the 29th, we're looking at helping our contractors and our subcontractors and our suppliers of all those things that we need. So we're talking about acquisition methods, do's and don'ts of bidding, how to navigate websites to find those contracting opportunities. We're offering supplier and subcontracting opportunities for a job in Santa Barbara. And then last but not least, we have a DBE certification workshop for those disadvantaged businesses that might already be small business certified or disabled veteran business certified, but might also qualify to be that additional certification.
That's wonderful. Well, do you have any other thoughts you'd like to share before we wrap things up?
You know, I would just ask for your continued support and partnership, and, you know, list these events on your website and share a flyer and get the word out.
Great, we will do so. I thank you so much for joining us today and helping us understand what it is you're doing and what your mission is with Caltrans. And I think, you know, as businesses are going through and getting through this COVID-19, this may be an additional source of revenue for them that maybe they hadn't thought about or known about. So I appreciate you taking the time to explain this to everybody. And anybody who's watching this, Jessica's name is there, her phone number and her email, and she'd be happy to answer any further questions you may have. And thanks again, Jessica, for joining us. I appreciate it. And I really appreciate our relationship through the last year working together to help our businesses. So keep up the good work.